on a hot summer day. Coffee comes back in a nerve-wracking way. The dishes and laundry take the garbage out. What a day, what a day, what a day.
Well, welcome to Schenectady Capital Region today. I'm so happy you're joining us today. We have a great lineup today, as we always do. We're going to be talking about the Waterford Museum and Cultural Center, and they're doing a big fundraiser. We're going to learn about that. Got some great guests to talk about that. We're also going to be talking, we're going over to Averill Park and talking about the laughter on the 23rd floor at the Sand Lake Center for the Arts. We will then be going over to Troy, and we're going to be talking about that Troy turkey trot, so get those sneakers on for Thanksgiving Day. And then we're going to talk to a dentist who writes books, and we're going to be learning a little bit more about his books, and maybe you'll want to get some of those for your holiday giving. And then Chris Hunter is here from my side, and we're going to be talking about their annual train exhibit. What fun those trains are. I could just stand there and watch them forever with the trains. It's a huge, huge table that they use them on. And kids love them, as I do too. And then we're going to be talking with our favorite Jan's Wanderings, and she's going to be wandering over to the Schenectady Library for the Beat the Snow concert series, which is a free concert series. And we're also going to be talking about the October Singers and their big Messiah coming up. So covering a lot of information today, so I just want to let you know that we're all set. And just a quick reminder, and I'll remind you again, we got a holiday parade coming up on Saturday, so make sure you get there early and have a good time doing it. So let's get started right now with the Waterford Museum and Cultural Center. Hi, Anastasia. How are you? Yeah, good. And you brought with you Mariah Formica, for those of you who have been living somewhere else, like in another country. Mariah was one of the contestants on The Voice and did very well, and she's doing very well now. You're doing concerts. You were at the Times Union Center, with Madison Vandenberg. Yeah, so that was fun. Yeah. Oh, isn't she a sweetheart? Yeah, great. And then next to me, I have Dave Cerrone, and Dave I've known for a long time.
Yeah.
Too long.
No,
Never too long. And he's with the Refrigerators, which if you want a party band, the Refrigerators is going to make you party on, right?
Amen.
And I guess Anastasia understood that, so you got him again. You had him on last year too, right? Yeah. So tell us, what is the Dashin' and Dancing, or Dancing and Dash, whatever? Okay. And it's a very reasonable fundraiser. Yeah, and it's at the Cohoes Music Hall. Right. And Dave, you're going to be playing there as well.
Yeah.
Are you going to be accompanying Mariah, or how does that work? You're going to jam up there?
Like that stage, and
Yeah.
maybe doing this song as well.
Okay, great. Mariah, you perform. Do you write music too? Yeah. You. Yeah. Yeah. You and Madison. She does the same thing. Yeah.
Ever since I think I probably wrote my first song when I was like 11.
11. Do you remember it? That's the question. Do you remember it?
No, I do. It was actually a song called Love Song that was on my.
At 11 years old.
I know. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's so cringy. But yeah, it was on my debut EP, which was called Bring It On. But it was like a collection of songs I'd written from the time I was
11 years old.
Until 12 or 13.
Well, years and years ago, right? So that's fun. So you are going to be performing a little bit at the event as well. Okay. And Dave, when you go to these events, do you make it a party?
Of course, yeah. So as Anastasia says, there's going to be the normal party dance atmosphere that we normally bring, but we'll also throw some Christmas melodies in there as well. And again, we'll have Mariah Jones for both.
Yeah.
Both flavors.
Yeah. And does Santa show up? Oh, if you're good, then Santa might show up, and you might even get a little trinket. Who knows? Right. Now, this is going to be after Thanksgiving, right? which is the 7th, is it? Yeah, the 7th. Okay. And this is at the Troy Music Hall. I mean, Cahoe Music Hall. I'm sorry, I said Troy because, I'm thinking of George up there. I'm sorry, George. But the Cahoe Music Hall. But before we go, kind of keep going on this, I want to know, what does the Waterford Museum and Cultural Center do? And why do you need the money? And you're doing a concert series, or not a concert, but a series of lectures and things. Tell us about those. Nothing wrong with history. Because there's People's Island, and that's how the name got, yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, I know. We've got, what a history, don't we? I mean, when Hamilton was here, what happened here? Everybody's going, they went, Schuyler and Hamilton, and everybody went crazy over that. And you probably did some songs about, well, who knows? But so, what we said, it was the 7th, and what time does it start? And is there food? Is food included, or just music to feed your soul? Okay. Oh, okay. If they a little something. Okay, good. But you're there to party, and you're there to have a good time. So that's the important thing, is to have a good time and to support. Now, the money that you raise from this, with Mariah being there and Dave, of course, and the refrigerators, what do you do with that money? Is that going to go towards your exhibits, towards the building? What does it go to? I had no idea. Do you hook it up to a couple of horses or what? Or okay. Get a sled. Maybe if there's enough snow, you can just sled it right out. So anyway, well, we want to encourage you, first of all, to go to the Waterford Museum and Cultural Center. Find out a little bit more about that area, and no matter where you live in our area, we have such great history going on, and I just love this area because of the history that we have with it. And the important thing is to support these initiatives for these museums and cultural centers, and to support, and for $25, I mean, to hear the band and see Mariah, how fabulous that is. And you got a big lineup coming up with your personal stuff?
Yeah, I've been actually looking at one schedule, the shows are on Island.
Okay.
And some shows in Texas.
Whoa.
And
You have to add a little country music to this thing.
yeah, we're playing Southern California, so
Cool.
it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, I wish you much luck with your, well, not luck, because it takes a lot of talent. You have that, so that's great. We're so fortunate to have them all on the show today, and we hope that you will support the Waterford Museum and Cultural Center on December the 7th at the Cahoe's Music Hall, and enjoy them. Have a good time. Meet these guys. They're really nice people. Stay tuned.
He'll do that later.
Okay.
Can't do it now.
Oh, you're having a trip. We'd have a panic.
All aboard!
Another nice smooth start. If you want to pass and check out the rest of the train, you're more than welcome to once we're on the main line in 2 minutes. And we've got 4 cars open today, 1, 2, maybe 3, plus 2 open air cars.
And here we are back again, and we're going to be hearing something from the Circle Theater Players, and they're located at the Sand Lake Center for the Arts over in Averill Park. And right now I have with me the executive director, Brian Sheldon, is sitting right next to me, but he's also playing the part of Max. And we have Bill Douglas over here, who's going to be playing the part of Milt. And you are listening to this on Schenectady Capital Region Today, but also on WOOC-FM, Hudson Mohawk Magazine. So tell me, Brian, what is going on with this great play by Neil
Simon. You can't go wrong with Neil Simon.
No, you can't. It's such a great...
I view him as the greatest American playwright.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Him and Arthur Miller, but
well, they're different. Come on. I mean, you got the two ends of the spectrum. Yeah.
What we're doing Laughter in 23rd Floor, it's based on the time that Neil Simon himself spent as a staff writer.
On the 23rd floor.
Yes. For the 60 your shows.
Yeah.
So it's a fictional telling of that time. So there's some big characters. So my character, Max Prince, is based on Sid Caesar.
Oh, I said Caesar. Okay.
And then, I forget her name. Like, Mel Brooks is a character in the show.
Milton Berle wasn't involved in it. No, he was at a show of shows, yeah. Carl Reiner was.
They're all heightened examples of who these characters were.
Well, some are.
So it's a fictional story of a television show, the writing staff for a television show, presented as a live play, which is very, let that get in your mind a little too much.
Well, no, but the idea is that he is a comedy writer to begin with. So the play is a comedy, obviously. And Bill, how did you get into your character? I know, I was thinking of the Dick Van Dyke Show, yeah. With Rosemary and Marie Amsterdam. Yeah. Remember, yeah. You can't turn this one down. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. And how about you? How'd you get in your character?
Well, it's kind of a long story, but so my fiance is directing the production.
Oh my gosh! So you got to be really.
If I don't have a good rehearsal, I didn't know. She submitted to the theater.
And who is the director?
Melanie Douglas.
Okay.
Very pretty, but she's taken.
Oh, she's taken. Forget it. Yeah. Well, and Brian Sheldon has her.
We always try to audition, so she's also
I figured there might be a connection there. So this is your future father-in-law. Is that what you're trying to say?
We started off as friends.
Okay. Yeah, that works out.
Those ideas that I did.
Oh, really?
One day it was just like, you should bring my daughter.
I didn't know you had a daughter.
So now we do a lot of shows together. So we play a lot of golf together. And Megan's doing a great job here from the show. So she's got a great teacher.
Actually, if you're listening to this, Brian looks like he's the guy.
So she's doing a great job. It's from start to finish.
Well, I can't imagine there not being strong language with a bunch of comedy writers.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because you got to give a little punch.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Who's doing the sets? I love sets. So.
Bob and Sharon Wallace.
Okay.
Most of our sets up at Sand Lake.
Yeah, and it's a black box theater. Kind of, it's perfect.
It's a great little theater.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't have a lot of people, so
Yeah, yeah. So get your tickets now. I know it. And it's a former church.
Former church.
Yeah.
1835.
Yeah. Beautiful. It was white. What are you going to have it
Well,
colored?
it was yellowish, not
White. Okay. Oh, I thought it was white. This must have been a cloudy day. No, they're located in Averill Park, by the way, right on the highway there, so that you can easily, and a great parking lot as well. We want to go over the dates now. This is running through the 6th through the 15th. Yeah. Is it appropriate for? You said strong language. So what age group would you say? I mean, knowing what kids hear on the buses lately, this is probably a silly question.
I mean, that's up to parents. I mean, I spent my life going through having adult language in it. But there are a lot of, I've gone through a lot. I raised it to 13.
Okay.
But
And they've never heard that on the school bus, I'm sure. I'm sure never heard that. No.
I would say if you're a parent that wants to bring their kid to see a very fun show, just warn them that there is strong language in the show.
As long as they're warned ahead. Yeah. And so it's in Averill Park, and it's at the Sand Lake Center for the Arts. And are you having an exhibit? A lot of times you have exhibits out there too, and you're the director of the Sand Lake Center for the Arts. So
the gallery?
Yeah, the gallery. So you kind of do everything.
I'm the executive director. I run all programs.
Yeah.
And then go to rehearsal at night.
And I know you're tired. Then he's got to go home to Melanie. Oh well, that's the way it goes.
In our gallery right here, we have an artist shooting watercolors from Mary Sherwood. She's very talented. She's very affordable.
Okay, affordable. So we're looking at holidays.
And we're doing, coming up after this show closes, we're doing our first ever breakfast in Santa
Oh, nice.
on the 21st. And it's very affordable. $8
Yeah.
breakfast is included, and we're doing that for small.
Oh, how cool. That's kind of a neat thing.
Since I came on as the executive director, I'm just trying to load as much stuff into the building as possible.
Well, you want to use the building because you have a lovely building there. Yeah, and it's not far. I mean, if you think Averill Park, where is that? No, it's not far at all.
It's right off 90.
Yeah, right off. It's just a zip. Yeah, it's just a real quick ride, and it's easy to get to. And you'll see it as you come around that little bend. There's it's setting right up there, and you can just pull into the parking lot. We got another play coming up, Bill. Oh, you did the one. Really? And how did you choose them?
We had a committee, and everyone read the plays, and there was a number system that rated,
Right. And so yeah.
and then there was a discussion of what plays were going to be picked, and then I had the awesome task of finding the 8 directors, and we just finished up auditions the other day.
Great. So yeah. Now you got to produce them.
Hi.
Is he producing?
Melanie and I are doing that.
Oh my God. Well, if you want to meet a busy man, I guess a busy man. Of course, Bill's no. I mean, he's busy too. He works for the Times Union, and he does all sorts of other things. You're going to run the turkey trot. We're going to be talking about the turkey trot next. And he said he's going to run the turkey trot. Are you getting dressed up for that turkey trot? You're going to be in runner's clothes. Okay, well, we're not going to see anything very fancy from you. Oh, you could put a little something on your head. A little beak on. No, anyway. But we know that these are two busy men. We've been talking to Brian Sheldon, who is the executive director of the Sand Lake Center for the Arts, and Bill Douglas, who is also in the play. He plays Milt, and Brian plays Max. Funny play. We're talking about laughter on the 23rd floor, and it's going to be at the Sand Lake Center for the Arts. Sand Lake Center for the Arts, but done by the Circle Theater Players. And that will be from the 6th through the 15th, 2 weekends, right? 2 weekends, good. Well, break a leg. Good. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about that turkey trot and find out how you can get involved.
Or anything on the way through.
We don't want to.
We've got a continue to run on this line until 1944. Passengers, freight, logs, some mining from the Garnet mines. In 1944, the mines until 1989, when the mine closed and all railroad operations ceased on this track. Let's see. Warren County purchased it in 1998, the rail itself, and restored this rail, this 8 miles that we're on today, continued restoring until 5 years ago.
Well, we're talking. We just talked about the turkey trot with Bill Douglas, and now you're here, George, to talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you running it?
Very popular.
Are you running it?
I am not running in
Not
it.
running it. He's running it.
I'm running in.
Yeah, good.
So it's just a little play on words there.
Absolutely.
But it's a great event. It's been around since 1916. It has a lot of tradition.
1916.
Yeah, isn't that something?
I didn't know people were running back then,
Oh, they were.
unless they were being chased.
Well, really what it was to help raise money for returning veterans.
From the World War One.
Right.
Oh my God! I was not aware of that.
Yeah. And so the tradition of giving back to the community has been one that's been held very closely by the Troy Turkey Trot.
Right.
And last year we raised $15,000
Wonderful.
for hunger
Okay.
and homelessness.
That's
So,
wonderful.
Yeah, so we're.
And how do you get your money? Is it people
It's all-
sign in?
Yes, it's all done through the registrants.
Right,
They
right.
sign in,
That's-
and we ask them to bring a non-perishable food item. To
So
the
you're
event.
helping the food pantry as well.
Helping with the food pantries.
Wonderful. And the fact that when you tell me this that has the origins in 1916, we're looking at the city of Troy, which is the home of Uncle Sam. So what a connection that is.
And he's one of our mascots.
Oh, are you?
Not
Okay.
the real
Fred? You got Fred?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fred Polrich. Yeah.
He's not the Uncle Sam
No.
we all know and love. But his
He's
gravesite
very
is
good.
right up at
Yeah.
Oakwood Cemetery.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
A lot of history.
I know.
and
We were just talking
tradition
about that with Waterford.
around-
Yeah.
Around Waterford, Troy,
Yeah.
Falls.
Yeah.
It's quite something.
Yeah. So
It's a
you're.
wonderful area to live in.
So how do people sign up for the turkey trot?
Just go to Troy.
Do you have to be a real good runner?
No. As a matter of fact, tell people, because I used to direct the Front Hop and Train for
I know
for
you did,
years,
yeah.
And we recruited athletes from all
All over
over
the world,
for that. But here, I don't do any recruiting at all because it's a family event.
Yeah.
And we have, the family team.
Well, look, we got costumes. They come in costumes.
We have a costume contest for
Yeah.
the 5K. We have corporate teams. It's really just a family gathering. We have 40 states represented and 4 countries. That's Troy populating
4
the world.
countries?
Yeah, that's Troy populating the world.
Wow.
And all of these people are coming back home to their birthplace,
Yeah.
where they were growing up, where their families still are,
Yeah.
to celebrate the Thanksgiving holiday.
Well, I know that
And what
Greg,
a great place to celebrate it.
absolutely,
At the Troy Turkey
at the Troy Turkey Trot, and I know that Greg and his sons used to run in that years ago. So it was
Our
been a long time.
father-son team.
Yeah, father-son team. So this is really a great way to help a community to raise money, but more importantly, you're doing something kind of fun before that turkey dinner. You're going to burn off those calories ahead of time.
That's important.
Yeah.
Well, you can eat that extra pumpkin pie.
Right, with whipped cream.
Or the drumstick with a little bit extra gravy.
Oh, yeah. Sounds
Absolutely.
good, yeah.
No, it is good.
Yeah.
And we run a 10-week training program. We're almost at the end of it now. We're 9
You do a
weeks
training,
into it.
so you do it for the Freihoffers Run for Women, and you also do it for this, and you just dropped your mic.
Oh, sorry.
Well, that's okay. Excuse us for a moment. That's okay. Whoops. Oh, I see what happened. You get your foot done on it.
Oh.
That's all right. We're doing a little housekeeping here. Let's go. Okay, you're
Yes,
good.
we did.
Okay.
And we still have I started a training challenge for the Freihoffers.
Right.
And that's what gave me the idea to do it. Once I retired from that, I decided to do it for Troy. Now, you might say, well, why, if he retired, why is he still doing it?
Oh, yeah. You never
Because
retire.
This is my avocation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, like this is for me.
Exactly. I love it.
Yeah.
And I have my personal best now,
Yeah.
the 10K. I did that in 82.
Yeah.
So I am just dedicated to it.
Well, once you find a passion,
Yeah.
go with it. You know, because so often we kind of make that sublimate it. We don't want to.
And what does that do for you?
Nothing.
It makes you happy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Doing it.
That's right. It
Yeah.
makes you happy. And that's what the turkey trot. I see all these smiling faces. Everybody's with their loved ones. They've come home, they've gathered, and now they're doing something together.
Yeah.
They're on a team or whatever. They're with all these other people, like-minded people, and they're burning off a few calories,
Yeah.
as you say, And so it's just a real, the emphasis is definitely not on competition.
So you're just kind of running and having a fun time. And how far is it? 5K? Did you say?
It's
Or
a
10K.
10K,
10K.
5K, a grade school mile,
Oh, okay.
and a mile walk.
Oh, okay. So you even got to walk.
Yes, we even have a walk.
Okay, so
Well,
that.
we try to include the whole community, all of the age groups, from the young ones right up to
Yeah.
people my age.
Do you give prizes for costumes?
Yes, we do.
Oh, you do?
Well, Hannaford's is a very supportive sponsor. And
Okay.
we have $350 in Hannaford gift certificates.
Oh, nice.
First,
Nice. For
second, and
costumes.
third in traditional.
Okay.
And first, second, and third in unique. So
Unique.
traditional would be
A turkey.
Thanksgiving.
Or
Yeah.
a turkey.
Yeah, that's right.
Turkey.
And then unique would be someone like the RPI kids the fraternity kids who come dressed in presents. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know how
cute.
they did it last year. It was 5 below zero, and it was freezing, and that's all they had on were the boxers around their midriff.
They wore boxers? Oh, wait. No.
No, presents.
Yeah, no.
Well, they were wrapped.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm just asking.
They had shorts on under the
No, I'm
boxers,
sure.
but
You mean they were pretty much.
naked. All the way through. 5 below zero. I've never seen anything like that.
Well, they were running.
I don't
That
wanna-
might help a little
Oh, it
bit.
helps a lot, but I don't want to scare anybody off with this 5 below zero. This is the first time we've ever experienced
Yeah.
weather.
When
that
you said
cold.
5 below, I don't recall it being that cold.
It
but
was the coldest day on record for any Thanksgiving. But this year,
It's going to be
I
the
hear-
warmest day.
Exactly. There's going to be like a 40-degree swing. So
yeah.
come out. If you missed it last year, and if you paid your entry fee, but you didn't go because of that frigid weather, come out this year.
Yeah,
And
enjoy
I'll
it.
even give you a discount.
Woo!
A $5 discount.
How's
I'll figure
that
it out tomorrow.
There you go. Now, the important thing is that if you come just to watch,
Yes.
there's no charge.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, there isn't.
So
And-
people
and-
will line the streets and
That's right.
watch.
And the businesses that, provide food and deli types of things are open.
Okay, great.
And
So it's an event.
you can get a sandwich and a hot chocolate. Or,
Yeah, just have hot chocolate
Or a
because you
beer.
got a big meal coming up.
Well, exactly.
Good.
And if you're not running, you want to keep those calories
Keep those
down a
calories
little
going.
bit.
And you brought some great posters here. If you haven't been seeing them, we've been keeping them up through the entire show. I don't know if you want to take them when you leave, but anyway, we want to encourage you to enjoy this wonderful event that's been going on since 1916, so it's over 100 years old.
103. This will be our 103rd anniversary.
Amazing.
72nd edition.
Yeah, wow. So you just keep on
Yeah.
trucking.
Keep on running.
Yeah.
We raised last year. The participants donated $15,000 to the Regional Food Bank of Northeastern New York and Joseph's House and Shelter.
Oh,
Which are-
Joseph's House, they do a
which are
wonderful
our
job.
two charities. Yes,
Yeah.
and they've expanded now. They're
Yeah.
in Albany County.
Yeah, they've been on my show, so I do know that they've been doing a good job.
And so I just want to, give a shout out to all of those people.
Right. And your sponsors, because you got people that are out there helping you like Canada.
It's been great.
Pioneer, they're actually writing your sign.
Yes, well, that's right, because they stepped up. They're a presenting
Yeah.
sponsor now. But they have a foundation, and their foundation is kicking in $2,500 to
Okay.
the pool of money that the participants are
So you may hit a new record, a new
That's what we're
record.
looking
Yeah,
for.
good. We've been talking with George Regan, and he is the event coordinator, chair, I don't know, whatever we want to call him, but he's the go-to man.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for coming and doing such a great job of raising money for these organizations and getting us a little bit more fit.
Yes.
Good. Thanks. Good. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about children's books, and we have Dr. Zach with us. Stay tuned.
We keep on running, keep on trying to run anyway. And we promise not to run out of fuel on the way down today and back. It happens occasionally, but being a lot of people, we can push. But perhaps the most significant historic example in North Creek and the train was in 1901. President McKinley was speaking at the World's Fair in Buffalo, New York, the Pan American Exposition, actually, when he was wounded in an attempted assassination by an anarchist. The Vice President of the United States, Theodore Roosevelt, was speaking on Isle of Mott in the state of Vermont, right in the middle of Lake Champlain, heard of McKinley's wound and rushed to Buffalo to be at his side. But to assure the American public that McKinley would recover from his gunshot wound, Roosevelt was asked to return to the Adirondacks, where his family was on a long summer-fall vacation at the Tahaz Club, again up near where the mines I was talking about is. 7 days later, a telegram was received at the Tahaz Club urging Roosevelt to return to Buffalo expediently as the president was taking a turn for the worse. Roosevelt was found by a guide. He was hiking high on Mount Marcy, actually at Lake Terror the Clouds, when the guide found he and his party, and Roosevelt and the guide returned to the Hawes Club, and that night through...
Well, I love bugs, and right now, he's handed me this book that he's done, and it's called Dr. Zach's Amazing Catskill Critters, and who doesn't love to teach their kids about bugs and all kinds of things, and he's got bedtime nature tales and what Mr. Snowbug. What's a sowbug? What's a sowbug?
Small arthropod, land-based critter, rocks around basements.
Cute little thing. And then Dumpy the caterpillar. Wow, these are great. And then this one is, that's what, I can't read it from the back.
Baby spiders.
Baby spiders. I love spiders. I know. Doesn't make sense. Okay. And so I can't believe this. Now I have to say this. I've known Nick from, we go way back. He was a student of mine, if you can believe that. Yeah, I don't care. 1980, yeah. Well, that was a long time ago. But anyway, and he was a very good student, by the way. And he went on to become a dentist. First he was a pharmacist and now a dentist. And he's written, not only these are great books for kids, but he's kind of a comedy writer, too. Do you do stand-up comedy?
But then I was a live lawyer at the pharmacy college.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I know, you did. But he's written books, and we've got a few of them up there. But one of them he wrote, and thank you for not putting me in this book. I don't think I'm in there, because it's really takes quite a scathing look at some of the professors that we had. But I have to agree with you. They were... No. But when I looked at them, I'm saying, I hope I'm not in here at the way, but I don't think I might have been a glancing blow or something like that. So what got you started? Because you're a dentist and you specialize in kind of...
I'm a prosthodontist. I'm a dental
I can never pronounce that.
Does implants, restores dentistry, bridge work, crowns, dentures, kind of a heavy lifting in dentistry.
Yeah.
So what happened was one of my patrons, who was the head editor of Catskill Life magazine, we started talking, and she said, it would be nice if you wrote something for Catskill Life. I never written anything in my life. What do you mean? She goes, well, I know your history, you got bugs and this, that. And she's from my hometown, from Delhi, New York. Yeah. So she, I said, okay, let's submit something. Well, next thing you know, 20 years later, I was writing a series of articles for them on all the bugs and slugs of the Catskill.
And your daughter helped you a little bit with it.
She was always a catcher of all these things. I photographed it, and we had the article. And then after about 20 years, I said, well, let's make our own book out of it. So we collated all our articles. And by this time, she was really in...
And that's this book here. This one.
So we put it together, and all our articles together, and we made a book out of it. And she's included in there, too. And she's actually an entomologist now.
And where does she practice or work?
She's at UConn.
Oh, she's at UConn.
She's a PhD from UConn.
Okay.
And she's out there. So she's married and living in Connecticut. So we're kind of lost touch, but yeah, she doesn't have to write these books anymore. So that was her first book. And then, nice book. And then my wife, I found you. Remember you had as a student too.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, that was...
She said, you have so many fun stories from your educational past. Why don't you write some other books? I said, okay. So, here we are.
Yeah, and you did the...
I did one first. I kind of went backwards.
Oh, so this is your dental, a bizarre comedy. I haven't seen this one, but I've read the others. And this one...
I went to pharmacy. I went backwards.
Yep, and then pharmacy.
And I did these two.
And I have to say, it's a very funny book. And I remember after reading it, I said to him, I didn't know you guys had parties like that. With that one time the dean shows up, the president or dean, was that singer or who?
He knew it was going on. He just said, listen.
He busted.
He tried to make sure that it was so sorry.
Yeah.
We ditched all our
paraphernalia.
Windows, garbage cans, the fact that it was like, okay, boys, let's wrap it up. Right?
And I would not have known that had I not read his book. So it was like, oh, really? That happened? I knew Walt very well, but,
So now I have a fourth children's book that we're working on. It's called good to read a snake.
I love snakes. Yeah.
These are all based on creepy, crawly things that my daughter absolutely loved picking up and finding when she was a small infant.
Yeah.
Just up to her. She was always a bug girl. She was just, nothing scared her. She'd pick up snakes, grasshoppers, toads, bring them in the house, and like, okay. And that's just wow. So it makes sense. I'm also working on my 5th book in this comedic series. I know I went backwards, but
Use different names, so.
I'm up to high school now. So
Okay,
I'm
you're high
working
school.
on high school.
Can you remember that far back? Oh my gosh, I don't think I could do that.
It's true, you know, it's I originally was going to have a collaborative effort. Like custom players, but then I found out that everybody has a different memory of the same things. I said, I'm just going to go with my gut instinct and try to hope I didn't mess things up too bad.
I bet you got your yearbook there because you have to kind of a little jog your memory a little bit. I don't even remember the teachers I had.
have a decent memory, but the yearbook helps. But it's basically story time.
Yeah.
Some of it may have happened, some may have not happened. It's based on actual events. I don't really claim it's not a memoir. It's not a drama or documentary. It's my interpretation of what I felt.
It's how you saw it.
Someone will say, that never happened, or yeah, it happened like this, but not like that. So, hey,
Well, you take poetic license.
I will tell my friends, you don't like it, read your own book.
Yeah. If you don't like it, read
Make your own.
Yeah, exactly. But what an accomplishment. I mean, when I realized that, well, he was a student of mine. He was a very good student. And then went on to become a dentist. And I was proud of you when I heard that you went on to dental school. I thought, oh, that's really great. You know, there were a number of students that went on to dental school or went on, Guerra did, and a number of others did, went on to dental school. And some went on to be doctors, you know. So it was kind of a jumping off. So I was glad to hear that. Then when I heard you wrote, and I have the article from that I pulled out of the newspaper, local author publishing children's book series, Dr. Nicholas Zach. You don't your name, Zacharozenko? Is that people can't pronounce it or what? Okay. Yeah, because
my comic books are under Dr. I May Putz.
yeah, I got that. Okay, good.
So I try to keep a little. I don't want to put anything too badly.
He uses pseudonyms. Well, it's funny. I had a guy on the show, an author, and I'm reading his book right now, and and he uses a pseudonym. And I said, well, you know, I wondered why I didn't. Now I'm reading the book. He's really a private investigator, so he doesn't want to use his real name. But you're a dentist now. Are you still practicing?
I work a day and a half.
You were in Cooperstown.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So.
My first practice was in Schenectady, on Green Street, 100 years ago. And at the time, I used to have my own TV show, Dr. Zaxmo.
Really?
Schenectady Access County Cable, 2016.
Get out! Why didn't I know about that? I was president of the organization. Yeah, I was president of the organization.
That was the early 90s. And just out of the new Dentist in town, so I tried to have some radio spots, do my TV stuff, like guest stars and stuff.
Really? And how did I miss that? I can't believe I missed it. Because you used a pseudonym. You know, I go, yeah, there he is. I don't know who that guy is. I knew that you were Clifton Park. Yeah.
All my practices. They were all in a row. I mean, in a row. I got all at once. And now I'm somebody retired dentist.
Yeah.
Doing my thing.
I don't want to hear that a student of mine is in semi-retirement. I do not want to hear that. That makes me scared. Of course, I've been retired from pharmacy. Yeah. Yeah, I know. See, you
something more than just pharmaceuticals.
Whatever. Well, we won't go there right now. Not right now, anyway. With all the ads on TV, well, I won't even go there. But anyway, we've been talking to Nicholas Zacharozenko, that's his real name, and Dr. Zach, or I'm a Putz, or whatever he uses his name. But your books are available on Amazon.com. And, you know, I've got to say, we make kind of like demons of critters and things, but don't do that because they're so interesting. I just love these critters. And if you go for this one to start with. This is a real serious one, which has lots of pictures in it. What does it say? Love all animals, right? Yeah. Now these are not mammals, but they are animals. So, and they're part of that, the animal kingdom. And I love spiders, especially those big ones with hair on them, or tarantulas. And yeah, some people have them for pets. Well, does she? Yeah, yeah. They say that's the only 10-legged spider, but they really don't have 10 legs. It's the antenna that look like legs. So anyway, little bits here. We've been talking with Dr. Zach, and we're going to stay tuned because we're going to go right down to the museum and check out those trains. Thanks for being here. It's so good to see you. Yeah, so good to see you. Good. Stay tuned.
The fastest locomotive steamed up ready to go and took Roosevelt to Buffalo, New York, where he was sworn in as the 26th President of the United States at the Wilcox Mansion, still a historical site today. One thing I usually leave out, and I'm not going to today, is this river, by the way, that you're looking at out of the windows of the train is the Hudson River. It's a little narrower here and shallower here than you might be familiar with in New York City, but it's certainly a little bit cleaner. This river starts at Lake Terror of the Clouds at the foot of Mount Marcy and travels 355 miles to its official ending at the Verrazano Narrows Bridge that connects New Jersey and New York. Today you're...
And here we are back again, just getting my sign back up again. And with me I have Chris Hunter. Chris is my favorite archivist, I guess I should say, although he's Vice President of Collections and Exhibitions. But you have knowledge that I can never imagine, because no matter what subject we bring up, no matter what subject, you've got the background on it. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. I've known him a while, and I know that's true. But right now we're talking about the trains, and you're having the trains again.
Yes, the trains open on November 29th. It's kind of a tradition, the day after Thanksgiving.
It's later this year because of that. Yeah.
You have your turkey and Thanksgiving and do your shopping, and the kids are full of energy and ready to do something and go so behind it.
And the trains are fun to watch because I've seen kids. They go in, and the table, it's a big table. How big is your table?
20 by 27.
20, okay, so multiply that out, and you find how many square feet that is. And then someone's in the middle, and they're kind of operating, making sure it's all going, right?
Yes. Do you have a bigger or O-gauge trains?
Okay, larger ones.
Yes.
Do you have the smaller ones, too? They're all O-gauge. Is that it?
We pretty much just have
Okay, rather than the H. Is the H the other one? No. HL, okay. Right. Now, how long does it take for them to set up for this? Because they make it look like there's a village and there's like an amusement park and a lake or whatever. So
about 80% of it happens in one day, which was actually yesterday.
Really?
If you go over to the museum today, you'll see the table. It won't be voting except that you're watching the game while we're having the testing them. And it just takes a lot of fun tuning in and we'll photos that we took the past years that we have here to put all the buildings back.
Okay. Do you do it or does the railroad club do it?
It's a combination.
Okay.
And we're always looking for volunteers to either
run the trains?
Set up, take them down, on the trains.
Okay. How much fun is that? So if you ever got a hankering to run that, you want to be an engineer, woo! That's what you do, right?
Yeah, so we way to run the trains without investing in a hobby or taking up their entire boat.
Well, it used to be years ago, Christmas kids would get a train set. I don't know that they do that anymore. It doesn't seem like that's a big thing. They're probably looking for jet engines now.
Kids are going to trains and they're still getting the autonomous and the Polar Express.
Oh, that's right.
And probably they can probably buy the train simulator on your computer or phone.
Probably, yeah. So when you have that, now, is there anything, are you having any events around the trains for kids, like breakfast or lunch or whatever?
The big event that we're doing is one of our family days on December 14th, which is going to be Lego Day.
Oh, okay. I love the Lego, yeah.
We'll be back tonight and coffee back our Lego master builder who's come and done programs for a few years and doing some different building projects and probably some other things. We're also doing a little display of antique model trains
Oh, okay.
And then for the first time in a while, we're going to bring out some of the old holiday lights.
The great big ones, the big fat ones and stuff.
All right, we have
I have a few of those if you need them.
we have holiday lights going back to about 1905.
Wow.
Well, basically the first ones.
Yeah.
And we were actually big like flowers and birds and frogs.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
And
And so, and what do they do with those lights? Do they put them on their house or their trees or what? Well, I don't. I'm just trying to get a feel for what you would do. Okay.
And part of it, we have to have a couple of advertisements too. And there's a 3-panel advertisement. The first panel is, of course, before electricity, you need that your trees with
Candles, yeah. Well, the German traditions was candles.
And when your tree dries out,
Poof.
you have to find a long Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. You have really a big Christmas.
So it was really supposed as a safety thing. And then it's kind of down to a more towards entertainment. And then you light the house. And you get some people that their big hobby is decorating.
Like Griswold, out of what, Christmas Vacation or something? Clark Griswold, who burned out everything. The lights are worse. Well, if you haven't seen the movie, you don't know what we're talking about, but it's really a funny movie, too. Christmas Vacation. But you also haven't, we've talked about this, and I do want to give a big shout out because next week's show is going to be entirely my side, and we're doing the Insatiable Innovations in Cooking. So we've done interviews, and we've kind of talked about some of the items that are in that exhibition. So be sure, that's our Thanksgiving special to you, will be an hour-long tour of the MySci along with the Innovations in Cooking. So that's going to be great, and you did a great job on that one.
That's open through January 20th.
Yeah.
Transist Zero open through January 12th.
Oh, you're going to be doing like bam, bam, down.
It's actually, one week the trains come down, the next week Insatiable comes down, and the Butterfly House
Goes up for April.
And then the spring exhibit, Mother the Climate, all about
I know, that's going to be so exciting.
Mother and the Thermos Cheese. That gets delivered on January 31st and opens February 7th, so we're planning ahead.
And when he says they take down the Insatiable Innovations in Cooking, that will be a traveling exhibit, so that you're going to pack up and send somewhere.
But we're doing some evaluations of the exhibit right now and seeing what's the best way to find what we have at our museum with the round walls that can go out to any museum and then travel safely, and then these exhibits got to be able to pick up
In 3 days or less.
Yeah, you got to unload the truck, get it up in 3 days, and then have your member produce those things.
Yeah, and then bam, bam, bam. Yeah, and you do it. And this is their first one that they're doing, so it's sort of like teching a musical at Proctor's. You know, you're teching it there to see how to.
Yeah, you're really staging the show.
Exactly, and it's the same as a Broadway show. They got to figure out how to pack those trucks and get them out, and amazing. But if you haven't been to see that exhibit, we'll give you a little teaser next week. But please plan on it. Maybe when you bring the kids to the trains and stuff, one of you can stay with the trains, the other can go through and check out the.
Dozen years on, I think some pretty good time in different ways. There's people the different science behind it. And
it's not about food per se. It's about cooking and preserving and how it's transported and how you even have a little oven from Kenya or something, I think, or the solar cooker.
Yeah.
So, I mean, amazing. So check that.
And really the evolution from humanity first learning about fire and learning to cook to modern recipes and gadgets.
And how they replicated them, replication. We've been talking with Chris Hunter. He's a vice president of collections and exhibitions, and you will not find a more knowledgeable person, I don't think, on planet Earth. Thank you so much, Chris. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about beat that snow. You know, there's snow today, but we're going to beat it, and it's going to be at the Schenectady Library. Stay tuned.
20 Canadian nationals professional coaches. The two open-air cars are converted gondolas. These coaches are 100-ton coaches. They're called heavyweights. They weigh 100 ton before anyone stepped on them. Might be a few more pounds now. And your crew today, in the seat right now, our engineer is Al Cameron. He's been running with us since 1999. John Goddard is a brakeman. Your conductor today is worked for Amtrak as a conductor, worked for the back.
And here we are back again, and Janice Waltz is with me right now, and we're going to be talking about Beat the Snow. We're going to be talking about Messiah, and what else are we talking about today? She's a wanderer.
Yes, so my wanderings have taken me many places right about now, but my wanderings pretty soon will take me to Proctor's, and I'll finally get to see Frozen.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it, it's a
Wonderful production. Wonderful.
And it runs until the 24th.
Right. There's matinees and there's
yes,
evening performances.
Yes, I mean, that's a Proctor's main stage, so just call for
Don't
tickets.
miss it. It's an amazing show.
Yeah.
It's a delight to the eyes. I mean, there's just like, you're just mesmerized by it. Yeah.
I was going to say, even if you don't think you like the story, it's not your type of thing.
Oh no, it's
Go
delightful.
for the techie stuff. And again, one of the things that Proctor's is doing is teching shows.
Right.
And
It took them a month to check this.
yes, which moved all of those pieces. Now, at the very beginning of December 6th, and then the following weekend, so the second 2 weekends of December, a show that does not require quite that much checking will be going on in this very theater. The Army Theater. And it
Classic
was
Theater Guild.
Scrooge the Musical,
Yeah.
Classic Theater Guild. And I've done a couple shows with them, and I happen to be here, because I spent 2 weeks in France. So I happen to be here to audition for this one, and I get to play Scrooge's housekeeper.
Oh, how much fun.
And so I have a few lines, but I have a song. And if you remember, at the end of it, they're going through all of this stuff, and he's watching it, and it's making him all upset. And so we've got a delightful song about knocking off his knick-knack. It's going to be a funny little song. So
Well, and then we should tell people that we will be doing our show here, and the set may be up. So we may be even in the set.
Well, right. It may be.
Yeah, I think the next, maybe not the third, but after that, yeah.
Yes. So anyway, lots of stuff going on at Proctor's. And of course, our Union College does our Messiah. And it's
At the chapel.
Early this year.
Yeah, it is earlier. I noticed that.
Remember, the first thing,
Yeah.
December 1, 3:30, it's in the afternoon, it's still light outside.
Yeah.
So, parking is always a little problematic, but we have enlisted the shuttle.
Oh, good.
So you go to the larger lot, get on that shuttle, and they drive you
And then back again.
And back again. But this is the way to start your Christmas season.
But Messiah is just one of those things, one of those productions, Handel's Messiah, is just wonderful. It's so, uplifting. And, does everybody get up and sing at the end? Or?
Everybody stands up for the holiday.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I wonder where that tradition started.
I think it was a king who... Oh, yes, I mean, that is the tradition, that the king got tired of sitting, and he stood up during the Handel's Messiah, Hallelujah chorus, and everybody stood up, and since then. But the Messiah, because it takes in the whole life and resurrection, it takes a little while, but we have very brisk tempi, so that we move it along.
Yeah.
But it's wonderful, and you've got a full orchestra, and man, I have to say, I have sung it now for 40 years.
I know, you've done it every year.
And it is still thrilling to sing, because it's wonderful music. So that's December 1st, that's Octavo Singers, that's Union College. But what I'm here to talk about...
Was there a little snow today?
Yeah. Well,
we're going to beat that?
The concert series hasn't started yet.
I know it. What is this? You need to start earlier.
No, I think it's good enough. So, The Beat the Snow concert series is a musical event, free concert, Sunday afternoon. They start at 2:30 at the main library in the McChesney room. And that's got a very good sound.
It's a wonderful
It's a
wonderful
lovely
acoustics there. Yeah.
venue. And for 3 months, January, February, March, at 2:30, we will have local musicians.
But a variety,
Oh my
variety.
gosh, yes,
You
yes,
got
yes.
musicals from Slock, you've got jazz, you've got opera, you've got ensembles.
All things. And we have 3 new people this year. I mean, the people that do it, and we have musicians of Malwick, and you know.
They're
they are
amazing.
Amazing.
I love to hear it. And they had a wonderful article on Anne Marie
Oh,
Schwartz.
absolutely.
Yeah,
And she's a ballroom
yeah.
dancer.
I know. I
know?
do.
But the musicians of Malwick, and as you just mentioned, they are everywhere. But they come and they do a free concert
Yeah,
for
yeah,
us,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And light opera, you usually get a little peek at what the new
Coming up,
shows
yeah.
are going to be, as well as the show that's going on. And so, lots of good things. But the new people this year, the Bleecker
They've been on our show.
Consort,
Did you know
yeah.
that? They're
And
wonderful.
And they're going to be doing medieval and Renaissance celebration.
Yeah.
So that will be fun, a little bit different, and even a couple people that have been on the show before, like Roseanne and Michael have come on,
Yeah.
and she does all kinds of different
Yeah,
music.
yeah.
But they're bringing a guitarist this year,
Nice.
so a little something different. Now another new one is the pianist.
I saw that,
Sophia,
yeah.
She heard about it, and it's like, play the piano, I'd like to come and do a concert for people. So she's going to come in, and also I'm working with a woman, Gareth Griffin, and she had worked with some other musical instruments and organizations, excuse me. And so we're having the Empire State Youth Organization, some small players.
Yeah, they have ensemble groups.
They're young musicians.
Yeah, they have a number of
So they
ensembles.
have a lot of things. So you're going to hear some young, wonderful musicians.
And you're even going to hear one of our camera persons here.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Nelson.
yeah. And we have Mary Lou over there. Mary Lou, yeah.
I mean, pretty soon we'll just have the
Well,
whole
everybody
day.
will be here. Yeah, we
everybody
do a
will
little of everything here.
But, and on that day, everybody gets to sing.
Yeah, they do a
And
sing-along.
We do a sing-along. They do a lovely performance, but they also do a sing-along. And, you know, everybody loves to sing. And we're going to have Donald Hyman come.
And Don's been on the show here.
He's going to do the feeling good.
He always
and,
does.
You know, he's going to have everybody up and dancing.
He does, and he does. Even if you don't want to dance, you're going to be up and
Even
dance.
if you don't want to dance, he comes in and he gets you dancing anyway. And a wonderful jazz pianist, Doug Chilton, is coming in with a singer, Kevin Green. Now, Doug has come in by himself just playing, but he's bringing in a singer. So, wide variety.
Wide variety. I got to just tell everybody what's coming. No, that's all right. What's coming on next week?
Yep.
Next week, of course, I mentioned it already. We're going to have My Sci on, and it's a special event. It's called Insatiable Cooking Up Innovation. So, you know, this is something you're going to want to watch the entire show. So that's next week. So anyway, and don't forget the parade coming up this Saturday.
Right.
Yeah,
So all I was going to say is, these are your local musicians, and all of them come here on Sunday afternoons, January, February, March, at 2:30. And this is all sponsored by
Friends
the
of the-
Friends of the Library, and they do so much. When they have their book sales.
Oh, and actually, right in the middle of this, there'll be a.
Yeah, we always miss one Sunday because they take over and do a book
That's
sale.
okay.
And those book sales support buying books. And, you know, we have a second location for a Whitney Books
Yeah.
store.
Those are books that have been
over-
donated
yes,
that are good and
at Viaport Mall.
Right.
And again, this is what the Friends do. Make books available for people, supporting lovely programs Monday afternoon. Their lectures, they're on music, they're on everything. A lot of history, series.
yeah.
So you can always.
And they have a film
support
series
them.
too on
Yes, they
Wednesdays.
do.
So
They do.
you know, we have a wonderful library. People who have been from other areas saying to me, I can't believe your library, what you do. So let's give a big shout out for the Friends of the Library. They're doing a great job.
They do,
So,
they do.
yeah, good.
And again, this is what makes a rich community. Your arts, supporting your library, supporting your musicians. All of this is terrific.
Thank you for watching. Good. Time's up. Good, perfect.